Here we are again, part 2 of Rate Your President at Crazy Talks with Wise People. This is Mary Angela Tuck, greeting you with warmest love from Scotland. Well, today, part 2, our most awaited guest is here with us again. And for those who were not able to watch our first video with Colonel Dado Enriquez yesterday, I would just like to give you a little bit of a background about this real gentleman. Is a real gentleman because I heard that cadets who graduated from the Philippine Military Academy are called gentlemen. All right. So he's a baron. He's a class baron, class 83 at Philippine Military Academy in Baguio City. Philippine Military Academy is the counterpart of West Point in the USA, where men and women are trained to be people of valor, of integrity, and of wisdom, because they were trained to defend the country, the people, the Constitution, and the democratic mandate of the people. He also is not just a PMAer. He studied in the US, in a military academy in the US. He also studied his master's degree in Asian Institute of Management, which is one of the most reputable institutions for business and management in the entire Asia. It is also in the Philippines. He also is a PhD, a doctorate candidate from International Academy for Management and Economics. So he's got a lot of accomplishments, but all right, if I'm going to read all his accomplishments, it might take me a day to do it. But, without further ado, here
Not
he
really.
is with his fiery, with his fiery and wise analysis of His Excellency President Bongbong Marcos Jr. of the Philippines. Sir, good morning. Oh,
Hello everyone.
country,
Hello,
right?
Tara.
Mm.
Nice to be here again, in spite of the rain.
Is it raining
Okay, let's
there?
go on.
Is it raining? How's the
So I
flooding?
can
How's the
hit the
flooding?
president hard.
Mm. How's the flooding, sir, in Manila?
Hmm?
How's the 1 billion flood control going in Manila?
1.4 billion a day flood control. It's
Uh-huh.
still flooding.
It's still flooding. Well, I think he said it's because of the wind, but
Because of the wind.
because of the wind,
Last time, Karina, it's because of the barge,
because
the
of the
big
what?
boat. Barge, the cargo ship, the cargo boat, no?
Uh,
It hit the one of the flood control projects. The barge hit I think it hit the bridge
oh,
somewhere, and then they blame the barge.
and blaming. Okay. So that's
Oh.
human nature. We're looking for something that we can blame for our mistakes. All right. Now let's dive in. I'm going to give you a rundown of Colonel Dado's brilliant analysis of BBM's or His Excellency BBM Junior's leadership. Yesterday, Colonel Dado said that he rated Marcos' character as 4, charisma as 5, commitment as 3, communication skills is 4 because communication encompasses language. Fluency is just one of those, but we give credits more to content and integrity. If a person walks his talk, then uh, he's a good communicator. If he connects well with people, then he's a good communicator. English is not even a criteria because Bongbong Marcos speaks with Filipinos. He has to be fluent with Filipino. The only reason why we are speaking English here is because this is for international listeners. Pero kung kami-kami lang, Kami lang ng mga Pilipino, nagpipilipino kami. At ang aming dila ay Pilipino din. Ganyan dapat tayo. Hindi tayo nagpipilipino na pa English yung ating accent. Mali po rin yun. Okay, so well, what I said was, if you're speaking with Filipinos, you have to speak Filipino language, especially if you're the president of a country. Why do you have to speak English? And English is not English is not even a criteria. I mean, a criterion rather, a criterion in rating a politician in your country, because he needs to speak with the people. He has to learn and speak the language of the people. So with this, he rated Bongbong Marcos 4. Marcos is 5 in terms of competence, 3 in terms of courage. According to Colonel Dado, Marcos is nowhere to be found when there are in times when the Filipinos need him. He seems to be having a lot of alibis. He seems to be hiding. So his courage is 3. Discernment is 4, because he doesn't have any foresight. He doesn't know what is wrong and what is bad, what is good and bad. He does not have this sense of discernment anymore. So Colonel Dado gave him a rating of 4 in terms of discernment. Focus, according to Colonel Dado, he said Marcos government is salag-salag, which means topsy-turvy, disorganized, and no focus. He did not focus on his platform before that he presented to the Filipino people before the election. So his focus is only level 2. Now his generosity is only 4, because he's spending more on projects that don't benefit the entire population of the Philippines. So his generosity is only 4. Now initiative, only 3. And his listening skill is only 3, because he doesn't listen to the Filipino people. He doesn't know what is going on. He doesn't know what's going on in the country. He is just surrounded by people who's whispering him, this hallelujah, hallelujah. But he doesn't know what's going on in and on the ground. So that's it. So total rating of our gentleman here, a very credible gentleman, as you have heard him yesterday. He has data. He can prove his data. So he is credible. That to me is credible. That as far as I am concerned, maybe not with you. Sorry, we can agree to disagree. Okay, so his rating is 3.71. Now we will continue, sir. Thank you so much for your time, valuable time. Now we will continue. We stopped with listening. How about his passion? Passion to lead, passion to change the people, passion to love the people. How about his passion, sir? What is your rating for his passion?
2 years ago, Bongbong Marcos had that passion when he was campaigning, and a lot of people voted for him because they saw that that conviction, that passion, in him. But when he was sworn in already, nada.
Nada.
Nada. You can sum it up na parang it appears that he just simply doesn't care. And that's how a lot of people look at it. How I look at it, I think
he's a
he just went after the title. He just went after the title, President of the Republic. The 17th President of the Republic.
Titular leader, sir? Is he a titular leader?
He just went for the title, and then it's not after leaving the position, leaving the presidency as the best president ever. Better than his dad, better than his predecessor Duterte. He's not really.
Hello? Oh, you. Oh, okay. He froze. He froze. Let me. He froze. I don't know what happened. Oh my goodness, he froze. What happened to him?
The
Oh, there
signal,
you
the
go.
signal.
Sir, you froze. All right, no
Yeah,
passion. Okay.
I'm still here.
Passion.
Okay.
Mm,
You see, they can improve on the signal,
mm,
but it remains to be a problem in
mm,
our country.
mhm.
What does it take for a president to increase our signal strength?
Mm, yeah,
Wala. Talagang I'm
talagang
gonna rate
wala.
him low sa
Uh-uh.
passion.
Passion. So
Two
what is
lang,
your
two.
rating po? Rating
Two. Just
two.
two.
Oh my gosh.
Dapat nga zero eh.
Dapat zero.
I'll
Oh,
be I'll be
you're kinder. You're kinder today. Okay. All right. You're kinder today. How about positive attitude, sir? Positive attitude. Ay, so no, no.
passion.
Sir, how about positive attitude? Positive attitude.
Let's give him a four because even if even if um he's not doing well,
Mm-mm.
even if he gets hospitalized because of drug use,
Ah, talaga?
he goes on.
Mm-mm.
That's the joke now. He just got hospitalized, no, because of overdose or drug use, no. But
Oh,
he appeared on with a public recording
mm-hmm.
showing that he's well. Of course, it's being challenged by a lot of people, no, that
Right.
it was pre-recorded.
Mm-mm.
Some other episode, some other day, but I still rate him four with attitude.
I
Uh,
see.
he's there. He's there. But he simply doesn't know how. No, you mean what? You get what I mean, no?
Yeah, I know po.
Yung
I understand. Yes.
yes, you're there, but it's a blank head, no?
Mm-mm.
You want to do good, but you don't know how.
All
How?
right. Mm.
Or you lack the conviction. You lack
Right.
the yeah. But
And then, yeah, he
he
is
goes
there
to
is
work
that
every day.
positive attitude, but it's not really what you expect. And for a president, it's not really what
Yes,
you expect for a president.
for
Yeah.
example, the flooding
Mm.
business.
Yes. Mm-mm.
How many how many presidents gone have gone and gone away
Mm-mm.
since we had Aguinaldo? 100 plus years, 120 plus 127 years,
Mm-hmm.
uh, thereabouts, and the we all know that typhoons visit the country around 19 to 22 every year. And every year we have floodings.
Yeah.
So a good president, when you run for president, if you get the chance to run for president, or if I get the chance to run for president,
Mm-mm.
you know very well what is the problem of the country. You know very well you have to lead 119 million Filipinos,
Mm-mm.
and that there are national problems, corruption is one,
Mm-mm.
and then persistent problems with
Mm-mm.
security, flooding, all these typhoons, all these disasters.
Mm-mm.
You have to somehow think of a way to mitigate all these things. Now here comes a typhoon. He says, "You have 5,500 flood control projects, 1.4 billion a day." Now the typhoon comes and boom,
Okay.
fact check, Mr.
Check.
President.
All right.
That's the problem. So
Okay. So your
na fact
rating
check it.
for positive attitude is 4. How about his problem solving it? How about his
Ah,
problem solving
oh,
ability?
I was I was ahead of you. I was already rating him for problem solving.
All right, problem solving. What is your problem solving?
I'm giving him a 2 for problem solving because the problems are still there. Filipinos are getting hungry. The rich are becoming richer. It seems that he is favoring the oligarchs.
Yeah, it seems.
And the Filipinos are asking for a raise in prices, but definitely the government cannot give the raise in allowances because it will be a burden for smaller companies,
Yes.
smaller businesses.
Yes.
So you have to bring down inflation, and how you gonna make it work?
Right.
And you have a lot of economic guys. You have a lot of good people. Intelligent, brilliant people.
Yeah, not only the elites, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Common people, you know,
Yes.
there are a lot
We
of
have a lot of brilliant people who can sit down and then, okay, guys, let's solve the problem. But again, leadership as a whole is lacking. You have to know all available resources in your hands, in your grasping, in your cabinet, in your closet, and you have to use everything so that you will be able to bring down prices, you'll be able to make the Filipinos happy, or at least at the very least give them hope. Give them hope.
All right. So your rating is 2. There's no hope.
Yeah.
He's no problem. So if he's not a problem solver, is he a problem maker then? Because the opposite of problem solver is problem. You know, if you cannot solve a problem, because he is in the leadership position, it's very crucial. Yeah, this is very crucial.
The testament to that he is a problem maker, that instead of a problem solver, he created his own problem by allowing the Philippine National Police to storm the Kingdom of Jesus Christ there in Davao, looking for 5 people.
5 people.
5,000 policemen now in there. Imagine pulling out all these policemen from all over the country and then putting them in one concentrated area, 28 hectares, for 13 days already.
And they haven't asked you, sir. Yeah, let me ask you, sir. He's calling Kibuloy, the leader of KOJC, as a fugitive. Has he been? Well, all I know is that he just what do you call this? Like he
still has to be tried in court.
The
ran away.
Just investigated him, and he was
just
not appear, but the lawyers had, you know, the explanation why he did not. I mean, the court. I mean, is the Senate now? Is the Senate becoming the Supreme Court, or I don't know. I'm already confused because they investigate someone and then they contempt, and then I don't know if there's a bail, and then they release, and then they already tell people are fugitives.
Yeah,
I don't anymore understand. So is the Senate now has the power of the Supreme Court to declare someone as a fugitive?
Well, you'll find that only in our country, Philippines, where the Senate is a confused institution. They are the legislative, and then yet they want to be the judiciary, contempting people, telling people you're a fugitive, like the mayor, Guo.
Well, yeah.
And then they are functioning like the judge as well, and then at the same time they're functioning like the executive. So all in three in one, like coffee.
Like coffee.
Nasobrahan. They've been drinking coffee. Too much of it. 3 in 1.
Happy, sir. You know, just take care of your heart. Okay, take care of your heart. So let's just laugh it off. Now, this is like what I noticed. It's like, well, I thought the Senate is just there to investigate in aid of legislation. So how come they already have this power of tagging people as fugitives, as bad people, as convict? I don't know if they have the power to convict people, to judge people.
No.
I don't know anymore. So
just to hold people in contempt for not answering the questions the way the Senate wants them to be answered. Sometimes the senator would say, yes or no. I ask you a question. And then the resource speaker would say, well, may I qualify, etc., etc. May I say that no, 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 no. You just answer yes or no. How hard is it to understand? Yes or no?
You know, sir.
I cannot answer with a yes. I cannot answer with a no, because by answering yes, it's a trap. by answering yes, because you want me to answer yes, but I cannot answer yes, and then they will, Your Honor, I am holding this person in contempt, and then they will lock you up in a room there in the Senate or there in the Congress. That's abuse of power. The thing is, the Supreme Court, our Supreme Court, upheld the decision of contempt, being able to contempt resource speakers. But it's clearly a violation already. No one is standing up. It's a violation of the Constitution because you're just a resource speaker. You're not even accused of anything.
Right.
You're a witness.
And the senators are not lawyers.
They badger the witness. That's too much. That's why. And then if you don't attend, they will cite you in contempt. You see, they're so abusive, these people. But you go back in time when they were still running for the position. They're like, hello, I'm like a puppy. I'm running for senator. I'm running for Congress.
Like your cute puppies.
Just to get the vote. Once they are proclaimed, wow, they become the honorable people. I am senator. No, you address me honorable. And yet, as I said in the last podcast,
yes.
they are honorable, and yet they have this practice of liquidation by certification. They have adopted a Resolution 10, and it was adopted since 1997. 1997. How many billions of pesos have gone through their signatures, all the senators, 15, 16, 17, 18 Congress, and so on. I don't know what's the Congress now, 19? So they are all receiving money, MOE, and they are just certifying with their signatures that all the expenses incurred are in fact honestly done. Imagine that. And the COA, our commission on audit, cannot do anything but to accept their signatures. And then everything is, there's a presumption of regularity. And that's all wrong because it's taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
And if I'm a senator, I'm gone. If I'm a senator now, you can hear me? If I'm a senator now and I receive, let's say, 10 million a month, and then I would only spend 2 million for my function, for my staff, for my everything, and then pocket the 8 million, then I can buy a condominium, I can buy a farmland, I can go abroad anywhere. I can buy so many cars.
Oh my gosh.
8 million, and then I would certify, to whom it may concern, to the Commission on Audit. This is to certify that I, Senator Enrique, certifies that all the 10 million was spent according to whatever. So sign. And then I run away with 8 million. If I do that every month, then that's and I would be super rich.
Yeah.
I should run for senator.
You should run for senator. So you'll be rich overnight.
Should be rich.
Okay, sir. All right. Next
but you know, the going about in running a senator, the funds you will need is about 400 million pesos.
Wow.
400 million.
Wow.
Just to win a Senate seat.
Just to win a Senate. Okay.
And you'll have 6 years.
6 years.
If you earn 400 million a year, then you'll be super rich. You'll be a billionaire.
Yeah.
By the end of your term. Not to mention all the other perks that you'll be getting, all this lobby money, drug money, mining money,
Mm-mm.
construction money, di ba? There's a lot
Wow.
of
There's
lobbying
a lot
going
of
around.
money.
You
Okay.
should run for senator.
Right. So how about relationships? How is his relationships?
Ah, he's really detached, no? He
Uh,
can't even he
Detached.
cannot
Ah.
even
So what is his
maintain
rating? What is his rating?
a
One,
relationship. I'm
zero,
giving him a one.
a
A
one.
one. One, because he couldn't you know, people in Malacanang, you cannot hide the gossip, no, of people in Malacanang, even
Mm-mm.
from the presidential security. And there's word that husband and wife, they're quarreling. They are hitting each other with cell phones. How dysfunctional. And then one day, he would come out, he has a black eye.
You
And
know
then,
what?
the following
There
day,
before the
has a bukol,
election.
has a big bukol. Yung,
Yeah,
anong
yeah,
tawag doon?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Mm-mm.
so they're dysfunctional as a first family, dysfunctional behavior.
You
How
know,
can they relate
during
the
before the
Filipino people?
election, we saw them to be a very cohesive, a very
Yes,
ideal
they
family.
were they were projected. Ang galing, no? They fooled everyone. They projected themselves as an ideal couple. Grabe, no?
So your
Well, anyway,
relationship rating is one. He does not have good because we cannot give what we do not have. And the best people who can tell our real integrity is first is our family.
so I think he
So
only keeps relationships with friends, close friends that are also drug
uh,
users.
yeah, okay. So how about his sense of responsibility? Is he responsible? His sense of
Ah,
responsibility.
mababa din. You run for president and then you do not perform as a president. You're not there when the country needs you. You're not visible. People are dying and you're not there. You go to parties. You cannot even own up to the mistake of the national police. Somebody died and then there's a siege in Davao. He would say there's no the PNP entered the KOJC compound without any gun,
Without
and
gun.
there's no
Yeah.
human rights violation. And
Mm,
then there's so many uh, happenings around in our country, no, that you would see he's not a really responsible president. Look at the promise in rice, no? Yung it will only be
yeah,
20 pesos.
right.
Wala. He cannot. He gives promises but he cannot accomplish. He
Right,
cannot
right.
show for it, no?
Yeah.
Kaya nga mababa yan.
Security
Tap, tap,
naman. Uh, what is your
ah,
rating in terms of responsibility, sense of responsibility? What is
responsibility, one lang yan.
one?
Ah, sorry
Yeah.
BBM, no,
Don't
I'm
don't
only
ano
giving
na
you a one.
don't get angry. Just laugh, because
Oh,
this is all that we
one,
can
one.
do.
Because
Sir, this is
it,
all that we can do. We know that you're trying your best. We know that everyone's trying their best. But okay, I think we just need to wait for right time.
you get
Yeah,
the title of president,
yeah,
Doctora, you get the title of president,
mm-mm.
and with it, it's not only the name, it's
Yeah,
the responsibility. You get the
yeah,
title of chief of staff. With
yeah,
it is the 4-star that on your shoulder, on your collar. In
mm-mm.
1 star is only responsibility for
Yeah,
2,000 men. 4-star 150,000 AFP.
mm-mm.
If you're a barangay captain, responsibility for only 1,000 people.
Mm-mm.
As the higher you get, the higher you go up the ladder. Whatever is the institution, whatever is the organization,
Mm-mm.
the title that you are aspiring for comes with it is responsibility. The
Yeah,
commander is now the commander in chief.
yeah, of
In
course.
our armed forces, it has been taught to us ever since in our cadet days. And then we found out we found out more about it when we were in the field fighting the rebels. The commander is responsible for what his unit does or fails to do. So your unit, in this case, the office of the president, is responsible for what all the agencies in government is doing or is failing to do. And is he responsible? Of course not. He's not responsible. He can sleep. He can still
Sir,
eat.
just relax. Just relax.
No,
Okay,
okay lang ako.
just
Okay lang ako.
relax. Just relax. Okay. Okay, sir, how about security? Are people secure under his leadership?
No. No, because when he campaigned, he said he will continue on with an independent foreign policy like Duterte. When he was already in government as the president, he welcomed the American bases. And that puts us in quite a dangerous position.
Right.
We're magnet for an invasion or a missile attack. Because of course, when World War III erupts, the first target, the prime target would be American bases all over the world. So Philippines now, with 17 thereabouts bases, is a target, a prime target. So definitely the Philippines is, all the Filipino people are exposed, are living dangerously under the Marcos regime. You know, that's why Colonel Metran, me, we have agreed to form the Filipino guerrilla forces. That's why.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
I think Colonel Metran said you already have like 5,000 members.
500,000. It's now he says 1 million. We have 1 million already.
Oh, okay.
And they are all there. We still have to train them, but at least we have volunteers who are willing to fight for the Filipino families, because we very well know that if Mr. Marcos engages in a war with against China and with allies, and we all know that even if Marcos doesn't have the brain or the courage to go against a superpower like China, the problem is he entered he entered this alliance already.
Yeah,
we have mutual defense agreements with Japan, with Vietnam, and the United States. Now, God knows what else will happen. But even if Marcos doesn't declare a state of war against China, one of these guys who belong to the gang, to the squad, no, containing China, like it could be Japan.
It could be Japan.
Who can start a war against China, and then we're all tagged along. We are all kasali na. We're a team, and we're gonna be against China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and it's gonna be a bloody war.
Oh my goodness!
And the Filipino people will be caught
in between.
Right there, smack in the middle, because we will be a proxy of the
like Ukraine war. Yeah.
Like Ukraine, like Israel.
Let me just interject. I'm sorry. Yes. I think we need to defend. I was one among those. I still have this video of trying to get more signatures to defend or to support the Philippines during this tribunal trial in Hague, and we won. But then, come to think of it, it's not worth for sacrificing the entire country for a certain small island.
Correct. I agree 100%. Because in my blogs, I would say, just talk it out. Why don't we just talk to the Chinese and then tell them, okay, you want passage, you want control over the whole area. Okay, you rent it out. We lease it to you, $1 trillion for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. $1 trillion for 100 years. And
Mm-mm.
we don't have to engage in a war. Now tell me, President Xi, how much would it cost you to survive a world war?
Yeah,
More than
yeah.
$1 trillion,
Oh,
definitely.
yun.
Because all these
Yes,
countries will gang up on you
it's
and you
true.
will be hit with all
Yeah,
these missiles in your heartland, and it's
yeah,
gonna cost you so much,
yeah.
so intense that it's gonna be a lot more than $1 trillion. So let's just
Wow.
talk it out.
So
Why don't we just
how do you rate Marcos's I mean the Filipino people's sense of security under the Marcos administration? Marcos
zero,
Jr. Zero.
zero?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I hope he will listen to this. I mean, pero sino ba naman tayo, di ba? All right. How about his self-discipline? Okay. Next is self-discipline. How is his
Self
self-discipline?
discipline,
Mm-hmm.
self discipline. Oh my gosh, self discipline. He doesn't have the discipline. He's taking drugs accordingly, according to chit chat.
Yeah, according to gossip.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give him three. Three.
Three. Okay. How
He was
about
trained by
servanthood? How about
hmm?
servanthood? Is he a servant
Servanthood.
to the
Two.
people
Two. Just a two.
too?
Oh,
Bakit po?
mababa yun.
Why?
Kasi it's just, it's, how many countries has he been in? 25 countries in just 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Grabe yan. Biyahe-biyahe, and then the country is suffering. That means corruption is not stopping corruption. All these flood control projects, so expensive. There's so much. Wait, have you seen his travels when he's leaving, boarding the aircraft, the presidential aircraft? They all have these flowers on the railings of the stairway
Yeah.
when they climb the stairs,
Mm.
boarding the aircraft, Air Force
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Uh, there it costs 25,000. Yung flowers na yun, yung roses. Imagine, pwede namang wala yun eh.
Yeah.
25,000 could have
Yeah.
been a sort of no, yung project na a barangay will be
Yeah.
able to do business, and then they will benefit from 25,000, and then ang daming excesses nila, parties here, parties there.
Yeah.
It's too much. They're
And yeah,
spending people's money.
with the Philippines being a developing country, the leader must be someone who's modest enough. You know, even if he is rich or wealthy, he must be able to show some sort of modesty, I think, some sort of modesty. And that's why I think Dutertes are very popular to the Filipinos because they show loyalty and simplicity, and they harmonize with the way the majority of the Filipinos live. And I think that's the difference between. I'm not sure. I'm not really
Yeah.
a big political analyst, but that's just what I see. What I'm seeing right now.
Oo.
Mm-mm.
Oo.
So, what is
True,
your
true.
rating in terms of his servanthood?
Servant, servanthood.
Yeah,
Uh,
when he's living like a king. You said it. He's like living like a king. So, how do you
one
rate
lang siya,
him?
one lang.
One lang.
Pasang-awa na nga sa akin yun. Binigyan ko pa ng
Pasang-awa.
one.
All right.
Oo.
Okay, how about his teachability? I mean, who are
Uh,
teaching him? Who are mentoring him? How teachable? How flexible is he?
he uses people eh. That's why when he gets rid of the people, once he gets what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't want to be mentored by people. He just uses them. Teachability
I
zero. He
think
doesn't.
as you said, it's
Uh,
his wife who mentors him.
now his wife mentored him. Why would you? There's a guy. There's a guy. There's a general, no,
Uh-huh.
a very very loyal general to the father, and
Mm-hmm.
he trained Marcos, Bongbong
Mm-hmm.
Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
And up to now, this guy is loyal to Marcos.
To the
And
son or to the father?
to the to both, to both.
Ah, okay. Uh-uh.
The father ordered this when he was just a major. You train Bongbong. So he trained Bongbong, Special Forces, handled the training and all that. Now he campaigned for Mark Bongbong, became president, and then now he's still giving some advice to BBM, but he doesn't listen. I know the guy. I know he's a PMAer, and
Yeah,
he's
is this the
brilliant.
old man who spoke in Liwasang Bonifacio? There's
Yeah,
this old man who spoke, and that's what he's saying. He even
not
calls
him, not him.
not
No,
him.
not him,
Ah, okay.
not him. But that old man belongs to the guerrilla forces already.
All right,
One
sir.
fire
So what
commander.
is Marcos's level of teachability?
Doesn't want to be taught eh. Doesn't listen. Zero. Zero siya.
Zero. Oh my God. Okay, how about vision? Okay, this is the last. How about his sense of vision? Because a leader must be a visionary. Okay, how about his sense of vision? Well, let's start with his platform because his platform was his supposed to be his vision for the Philippines, and that's why a lot of Filipinos voted for him because of that vision for the Philippines. Uh,
You start off if you
so
rate him on that timeline when
mhm,
he was campaigning, you can even give him a 10.
10.
You
But
can even give him a 10
now,
because all these promises, all these beautiful things that he would show you. Oh, I like that. I like that. But right now, he hasn't even gone a step forward uh,
oh,
towards that vision.
I watched his
Imagine.
persona. That's my memory of him, and it was like fantastic. I was awed, especially that time when he was invited in New York and he rang the bell of was that the investment house? What do you call that?
The stock exchange?
Yeah, I was
The
so
stock exchange.
proud. I think that was
Yeah.
like I left off. But now I think he's singing another tune, right? Oh, so how do you rate him now in terms of his vision?
Vision, he has no vision. His only vision right now is to hold on to power like his father, to
Oh,
make
that's
sure
very sad.
that the Dutertes are eliminated politically, and they're really going to gang up on the Dutertes.
Ah,
And their only concern is uh, buying the people around them so that they will ensure themselves that they will have power,
but can
continuous,
they still buy the
unchallenged
people?
power.
Can they still
What?
buy the people?
Can they?
Can they still buy the people?
No, he will be faced with a Filipino style revolution,
Mm-mm,
probably another people power,
mm-hmm,
but it might be worse because if they will contain that people power, what I see is the people will level up in what the people can do.
mm-hmm.
And probably I will blog about it that it will uh, the leaders now in government will have to do something about what is brewing. You have 5 million guns in the country now, registered and unregistered, 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And if they all gang up, and if they all decide that we will regain back our democracy, we will contain the government, we will do this and do that, and then it becomes a people's revolution, that's dangerous.
Ah,
BBM, Bongbong Marcos, you see, should have that concern. All the people around him should take a seat back, hold on muna, teka muna,
mm-mm.
relax, because there's a revolution brewing. That's how I see it.
Oh,
Uh,
mm-mm.
they are going to contain all the groundswell, rallies, all this blogging against them, all these efforts to bring him down, and
Mm-hmm.
then they will all tag a few Filipinos leaders as destabilizers.
As
And
destabilizers. Okay.
yeah,
All right,
but
sir.
you
So
see,
how do you rate him in terms of vision?
vision,
Yeah.
malabo.
Zero
One
din.
lang, one.
One.
Walang
Okay.
one. Dapat
Sige,
nga,
sir,
zero
let's
yun.
sum it up na. Okay, let's sum it
Okay.
up. All right, thank you. So we're done with the 21. Let's go back to the first one. Okay. So, tally.
Sige.
Character, 4. Okay. Charisma, 5.
Yun
Commitment
ang
to the
pinakamataas niya.
people, 3.
Mm.
You were kinder yesterday. Communication, 4.
Mm.
Competence, 5.
Uh-huh.
Courage, 3. Discernment, 4. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. I'm sorry.
Ang
Okay,
baba, no?
3.
Mababa.
Okay, wait. Commitment, communication. I'm not tallying. 3. Commitment, 4. Competence, 5. Courage, 3. Discernment, 4. Focus, 2. Generosity, 4. Initiative, 3. Listening, 3. Okay, let's go on to the next page.
Ang lupit ko.
Well, ganun po yung mga ano. Ano po kasi kayo, you're a top-notch leader. That's why you are a man of valor. Yeah. You're a crusader. That's what you call a crusader personality.
Hindi na lang dapat siya tumakbong presidente. Sinayang niya.
Dapat kayo naging presidente po.
Hindi.
Assistant kayo ni Digong. Assistant po kayo.
Sakit ng ulo yun. Sakit ng ulo.
Okay, so yun. All right. So his passion is to his positive attitude is 4. His problem solving ability is 2. Relationships with people is 1. His sense of responsibility is 1. Sense of security of the Filipino people is 0 under the Marcos administration, at Marcos Jr. administration. Self-discipline is 3. And then servanthood, 1. And teachability, 0. And vision is 1. So divided by 21. Oh, okay, so add up first. That's to add. His total score is 58.
Oh my God.
That's 5.8 out of 10. Divided by 21. Oh my gosh.
1.3
siya. 2.7.
2.7. Okay.
O bagsak sobra.
Baba, no?
Okay. So 2.7. Now, we have about 15 minutes. But, sir, this is very important. So his general average, the highest is 10. So according to you, his leadership rating is way below average, 2.7. Okay.
Ang lupit.
So now, sir, ito na yun. Okay. Now, this is the summary of the law of the lid. So, if a leader is dysfunctional, if a leader is dysfunctional, then he becomes the lid to the country, meaning the country goes down economically, socially, morally, everything goes down because the president or the executive leader is the lid to the organization. So there is a chart there. Oh.
I like your work.
Dysfunctional leadership po.
Yeah, I love your work.
Thank you po. There.
Oh, maganda.
So, yun po. So if our leader is dysfunctional, Then ito po, this is the illustration of the law of the lid. Pag po, in Tagalog po, pag walang kwenta, walang leadership, incompetent ang ating leader, ganito po ang mangyayari sa ating bansa. So, ito yung success without leadership. But this one, okay, so yeah, dito po nakalagay, this is effective, competent, or productive person. If your leader is even dedicated, productive, super califragilistic, great, wise, but ito po yung chart number 1, the one on the left side. If your leader is brilliant, he's dedicated, he's focused, you know, but if he does not have influence, because leadership is influence, but if he doesn't have influence, then his effectivity is only on the level 1. Mababa, you see? One only, one. Ngayon, with your rating, yung rating po ninyo sa kanya, his leadership ability is 2 nandito lang siya, 2.7, level 2. But then you were saying that he lacks vision. Vision kasi has something to do with dedication. So you also said that he's not dedicated. He doesn't have this sense of responsibility. He doesn't take responsibility. He has no problem solving, because problem solving is an ability. It is a component of leadership and management at the same time. Sir, you studied management. So, okay. So in other words, he also lacks the ability, the skill. So we went through that, but then mababa din. His dedication is also a failure. So dapat iurong natin to. Maybe iurong natin siya sa 2. So ang baba. So nasa 2 lang. So it's not even an epitome of this chart, because yung chart mahaba pa, 8.5 yung kanyang leadership, yung kanyang ability, you know? Pero wala siyang ability. If he doesn't have the ability, urong natin yung line. So nasa lang siya, nasa maliit na corner ngayon ang Pilipinas.
Doktora, can we do the rating again? I'll give him higher scores. So you'll have you'll have a better graph at least, no? Sa graph lang. Ang sama ng Pilipinas pala ngayon,
kasi kaya ho hindi scripted, hindi ko nga sa inyo pinakita Kasi po, yung first instinct is the truth. Yun po. Kaya survey, ano kasi to you know, yun yung sa loobin ninyo. So, yun na lang. So, ganyan po. So, the Philippines is in the corner. 2 lang. Maliit yung ating chance to grow. Every Filipino now does not have a chance to grow because the leader is the lid to the organization. Ayan, no? Tingnan nyo. Vicks Vaporub. Lid. Lid siya. Lid. Yes. Yung Vicks Vaporub, we cannot enjoy it because there's a lid. Unless we remove the lid, then we can get the substance we can enjoy. Singhot-singhot din, di ba? Singhot din.
Singhot-singhot din. Maadik ka, doktora, maadik.
Hindi tayo, di ba? Vicks. Alright. Alam niyo na kung anong taon tayo pinanganak dahil Vicks babies. Mga Vicks babies. Okay. So ngayon, dito naman sa right side. Success with leadership and with dedication. So, if your leader is so dedicated, talagang mahal niya yung tao, focused, so dedicated in uplifting the lives of, the Filipinos, no politicking, very fair and just, people are secure. They know that the president is for them and not to fool them. Then, okay, eto po yun. You see? Mataas yung level ng effectiveness, mataas yung ating ratio of success. But now, the way I'm seeing it, nandito tayo sa left, in the short corner, 2, 2, and 2. Nandyan lang. We cannot move because the leader is the lead. Yun. So itong chart na to. Now, what kind of leader do we need? We need a leader who's got dedication, focus, and all those qualities. Plus, influence, because leadership is influence. So, ito yun. Nandito tayo dapat. This is our target. So, if, our allegations were true, we have to apologize to the president, because what we are seeing, what we are feeling is this. Now, if we were wrong, then he has to come up to the open and tell the people that follicle test, he has to undergo follicle test. He has to be more careful, I think, with the words he with the promises and with the information that he gives to the Philippine society and to the world, because this is not anymore circa 80s and 90s. People are so free. People can already be journalists, self-proclaimed journalists. We have bloggers. So yeah, we have to be very careful. So Colonel Dado, ano po yung inyong recommendation based on this analysis? Tama ba yung analysis ko na yung Philippines nandyan na lang nasa level 2 lang tayo? So in other words, there's a lid, may takip sa pag-unlad natin. So ang kailangan natin leader ay dapat alisin yung takip. Siya dapat ang aalis ng takip para ma-enjoy natin what is for us. Yun. So ano po yung inyong kwan? So yeah, we have 10 minutes for this podcast. Now we have to listen to the voice of wisdom of our guest, Colonel Dado Enrique. Please, yun na yung aking summary. Addition, multiplication, subtraction to what I said.
We will not go forward. But it's also a blessing. You can look at it as a blessing if you look at it positively. You have a leader that is not performing, then the people, as an effect, should grow, such that we will now look for better people who we want to call our leaders, so that we can be propelled to a better country. We will have a better chance.
Yes.
So we are supposed to learn, but we still have 4 years of him. Or if we want to unite, that's kind of ganon, asking too much. Unite, and then, or probably let the situation unfold. Let the situation unfold. Na kasi siya rin yung nagde-destabilize eh. Sila rin eh. Hindi yung taong bayan eh. Yung taong bayan, gutom, nagrereklamo. Ang kailangan nila, redress. Kailangan nila matugunan. They should be satisfied with whatever answer the government will say. Up to that point that the people would like to claim back or to rebel against government in a peaceful way, I should say. Because we don't want war. We don't want to fight each other. We don't want civil war.
Right. Right.
Now, if the president does not improve, BBM, Marcos, advise, you should improve. Given the chart, you should improve. If not, you'll be overtaken by the vice president. The vice president will be raised by the people, because the people, you cannot eat adobo every day.
What if there's an adobo? What if tuyo or dildil ng asin?
Yun nga, dildil asin nga. What I mean is you cannot have a single viand for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the same president, the same bad, You will have to try someone else, someone who will answer the people, someone who will address the people na yung move us forward. So it's a blessing also. Ang tingin ko na si BBM is like that. Let the people grow, or let the people unite. if the people grow, then probably by the end of his term, we will have to vote for a president, and we will know what we want.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
yun yung ano. Para sa
Yes.
iyo,
Very well
I
said.
would really like to have your yung ano mo, yung talent mo, yung galing mo, yung skill mo. You know, if I'm in government, I would employ you and put you there, and then make
Sige
sure that
po,
all the
I'd love that.
politicians,
I'd
all
love
the
to help
leaders,
our
you
country.
will be able to train.
Yes.
Kasi yun
I'd
ang
love
maganda
that.
eh. We have to train our leaders.
Mm-mm.
Yun yung dalawa, no?
Mm-mm.
You have yung voting public,
Mm-mm.
they lack the
The know-how.
they don't even know what they want. They don't even
Yeah.
know what they want.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Even if the electorate fail,
Mm-mm.
you shouldn't fail.
Yeah.
Yung ano natin sa leaders.
Yes.
If we
Yes.
have
Yes.
prepared a pool of leaders
Yeah.
ready to take on the challenge, whatever level in government, be it president, vice president, cabinet, senators, etc. If
Mm-mm.
you have a training module for them, everyone,
Mm-mm.
iba-iba lang ba? Iba-iba.
Mm-mm.
And then you are able to prepare them. We should be able to prepare our
Right.
Filipinos from day one, in college level pa lang, and then program them until they want to become somebody.
I already have some partners in the Philippines who are who are approaching schools, colleges, universities, and even mayors and LG.
That's great to hear.
They are already approaching even teachers, professors, and everything. All these echelon of society. They're already trying to offer my seminars there. And because we want change, and like what I've told you, I've already resolved that I'm not going to be a street parliamentarian. I'm not going to get angry.
Yes,
so this is just my expression of positive rebellion to the world. So I want to change the world. I'm a nobody, but I have this talent. I have some resources that I would be able to use, and that's all. Now take it or leave it, because we cannot decide for anyone.
Somebody wants to be a leader in the country. Imagine, knowing yan 21 traits, 21 attributes.
Yeah.
And you'll do well. Even if you just have half of it, you'll do well. You're not going to score 2.
Yeah.
You do better.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, sir. We have 5 minutes. First of all, I'd like to thank you so much for gracing our podcast, and I'm so honored that I guested someone here who from PMA, a baron at that, and who's a man of integrity, valor, and wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. So his rating for President Marcos Jr.'s leadership is 2.7. In other words, in Philippines, 3. The highest is 10. And our analysis, because of his lack of focus, the analysis is that the Philippines is in a corner, very short corner, 2, dalawa lang. The rating is to the possibility of the Philippines to progress is 2, because the leader is becoming the lid. It's becoming the lid. Now, we need to remove the lid at magsinghot-singhot. Like that. We have to remove the lid so that we can singhot-singhot also. So alam nyo na kung anong year tayo pinanganak dahil tayo ay addict din ng Vicks. So, yun. So alisin yung lid, remove the lid. Dapat yung leader ay siya ang mag-alis ng lid, hindi siya yung lid. So, pag naalis yung lid, para makasinghot tayo lahat, di ba? Ng Vicks VapoRub. Para ma-relieve yung ating mga plema, yung ating sakit sa tiyan, yung ating sakit sa ulo, mai-apply
you're all, di ba? You're all.
Di ba? Dito, sa chest, inuubo. So that's what I'm saying. So that's it, sir. Okay, so sir, please, habilin. Sir, kung sana pwede pa ninyo i-rate si Duterte. Di ba yun ang promise natin sa
Okay
kanila
lang, oh.
before?
Okay lang.
Pwede pa next week?
I-schedule mo na lang. I'll
Sige,
be
text tayo.
available for you. Ang galing mo eh. Ang galing mo. Ang galing.
Oh, glory to
Natututo rin
God.
ako.
Hindi po ako magaling, I'm an ordinary person, pero pinagaling po ako ng
Mm.
Diyos. Dahil, alam nyo, kung ano yung hindi natin kaya, yun naman ibibigay sa atin na kakayanan ng Diyos para makita ng tao na hindi tayo yung magaling, pero siya. Kaya kung sino man, may leader dyan, na hindi nila alam yung ginagawa, bumalik po tayo sa Diyos. Dahil ang Diyos lang po ang makakapagbigay sa atin ng totoong wisdom. So, sir, salamat
Amen.
po. Sir, sige, ibibigay ko na lang po sa inyo yung floor. May 3 minutes po kayo. Thank you po.
I'm very thankful that you have invited me to share my views about yung leadership lahat ng tungkol sa leadership, no? Baka hindi pa nga ako ganun kagaling na na resource person, pero hindi mo naman ako i-contempt, di ba? Gaya nung
Hindi naman po ako Supreme Court. Hindi naman po ako Supreme Court. Kaya hindi po kita
But
i-contempt.
at least we agree on a few things. I really learned a lot, no? I'm so
Ako din
thankful.
po.
I'm so happy that we have us. I'm so happy because one day if I do find myself in government, I'm going to push that we do this to all
Yes.
our leaders,
Kahit
from
po
barangay
ngayon.
captain
Ngayon
all
pa
the
lang
way
po,
up,
gawin na natin.
all the way up, so that we will have a good country. We will have a good country.
Yes.
Kitang-kita, kitang-kita. And it takes a leader to see what you're doing.
Magkakaroon po ako ng webinar for university deans po. May mga tao din po na nagpo-promote ng aking mga lectures diyan sa Philippines. I'll be having, I think, kasama po yung mga mayors, mga teachers, college deans, university deans yata. I'm not sure. I will need to need to speak with this person after nga our video. So, salamat po, sir. Salamat
Thank you.
So with
God bless
this,
everyone.
yes.
God bless everyone.
So, yes, with this, we would like to thank you for watching us once again. And we would like you to rate your president. So this is not just for the Philippines, this is for the entire world. So my first guest being a Filipino, because I am Filipino by blood. And I love the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I'm a Filipino by blood. I will not be who I am without the Philippines. So that's why my very first guest is a Filipino. Now, for other countries, I love you as well because I'm a global citizen. We are our brothers and sisters. Our blood are all red. No one's blood is black. So we are all the same, one and the same thing, cut under one cloth, under one creator, under one heaven and earth. So please, all of you guys are watching us at Crazy Talks with Wise People. I'd like you all to send me a message if you want to rate your president, just like what Colonel Enrique just did. Now, thank you so much. I hope I hope to have another podcast with our able Colonel Enrique here for him to rate the former President Duterte, the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, and the Senate President. So with this is Mary Angela Talk saying bye for now and thank you for listening. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. Okay? So I would like to say goodbye for now. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so honored, and I hope to see you again next week. Sir and the audience. Bye for now.